We have Jeff White in here to actually talk about his next house hack for his personal self. This is number 7 that's under contract and a few weeks away from closing.
Yep.
So Jeff, a lot of us know your goals is to get 8 house hacks, was it?
8. Yeah. Joe Massey said the record. So yeah.
It was 8 house hacks. So you're getting one step closer. And I mean, you've done an amazing job of like your house hack stack with, buying house hacks the last, I think like 6 years ago you started. And now you're going to number 7. So kind of tell us where you are in your investor phase and then walk us through this property.
Yeah, I would say we're towards the edge. Like we're at that phase where we don't necessarily need to completely maximize cash flow and live with 50 roommates and find a 10 bedroom that Ben loves those ones the best. He likes the bigger places. We don't need those anymore. We just need something where we get the best of both worlds, the privacy and the ability to do house hacking, rent out rooms, utilize potentially Airbnb on this one, or just long-term tenants, Section 8. Like we have multiple strategies, and this is like the ideal one because it's very much a unicorn, because these are the ones that qualify for single family financing, even though it's not a traditional single family.
Great.
Yeah.
And should we just jump in the numbers?
Yeah, I can talk about the goals too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so our goals for this one is just basically this is at a 6.875 rate, and our number one goal is just to live for free on this one. Cash flow while living there is a plus, and you'll see in the numbers it's kind of inflated, but we'll get to that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll pull up this spreadsheet here. So while you're living there, your Inglewood house hack.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's start with price point. So about 625.
Yep, it's definitely up there, but you'll see even at a 6.875 rate with the credits applied, it still definitely works for our goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed you got 10% down. Are you doing a 10% down payment, or is this just a way to manipulate the spreadsheet?
Oh, it was 10% down payment.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you're doing 10% down.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay. Just help with cash flow a little bit?
Exactly.
Okay. So 10% down. And are you past inspection yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this where this 15,000 credits is coming from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it had roof issue. So we said we'll fix the roof, and it had like a sewer line piece that needs to be repaired. So don't worry about fixing it. We'll just get a giant seller credit, and that's fine. We'll fix it ourselves.
Okay.
Because we can get it for less than that.
Yeah. Some sewer stuff, and you said the roof is
a couple issues there. Yeah,
okay.
It's old roof.
Ready to be replaced?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. So all in is about $65,000, right?
Yep.
And then you'll have to spend some money on repair costs, right? What, $10,000 for the sewer and roof? You're thinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty. We got quotes for both those, and about $10,000 for everything.
Okay. Great. So another $10,000 there, but $65,000 all in, and your rate's at 6.875.
Yeah. So that's where it hurts. So there's multiple options with that. We're currently, I'm still just debating whether to use my commission to do a 2-1 buy down, because that's a potential option to help the cash flow.
What is a 2-1 buy down?
Basically, you pay for the rate to be, so in this example, 6.875.
Yep.
So you get 2 years. First year, 0 to 1, you get 2% less than that. So 4.875. And then year 1 to 2, it goes to 5.875. And then year on to 3 to onward, it goes to, or 2 onward, it goes to 6.75. So you kind of ease into it. So the mortgage payment isn't nearly as high.
That's a great option with lenders getting creative and
and helping the cash flow on the short end
while living there.
So I'm not as a huge fan of the 2-1 buy downs I used to be. Well, because I'm kind of thinking about hey, recession will probably officially start now or maybe next quarter, right? Well, rates, I think a lot of people expect them to drop. Maybe not as soon as we originally anticipated, but they'll most likely drop here next couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case and rates drop and you're still in that 2-1 buy down phase, I don't know. I'm like, well, if you can make numbers work now, why spend extra 3% for the buy down if that's within the refinance window?
That's true.
That's one of my thoughts. So you're a numbers guy. How do you weigh that?
Yeah, no, it's just pro and cons, right?
Yeah.
It's what you.
So what are you gonna do?
I kind of think I'm still debating. I haven't
Figure it
decided.
out.
I know. And the other option is just buy it down, but you can't buy it down that much with just buying it from 6.75 to like 6.375 is a lot of money, and it's almost not worth it at that point.
Yeah, the buy downs right now are. Yeah.
So I might just take the commission and just use it for repairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So so definitely lots of creative stuff here to talk about, and there's all sorts of things to consider when you look at it, because there's different financing options. There's the grant programs we referenced.
Yep.
There's the 2-1 buy downs, and again, these are all just different tools in the toolbox. That we can help you use and go out there and get the right lending for the right property and make it work for you. I'm going to be really curious once you figure out what you're going to do with that.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Because I've been debating this last, like I said, my thoughts have changed on there. All right. So while you're living there, you're expecting about $48.50 in rent. Walk us through that.
Yes. So going to purchase the furniture from the seller. It's all furnished down that basement. So let me describe the property. House with ADU. Front house is 4-bed, 2-bath total. 2-bed, 1-bath upstairs unit, 2-bed, 1-bath downstairs. And then the back house is like a little tiny 400 square foot carriage house. Built in 1918.
Or an ADU, if you want to use the buzzword, right?
ADU.
Yeah, go on. Use the buzzwords.
Hey, that's too fancy for me. I like a little carriage house. Or accessory dwelling unit.
Actually, if it's that old, it probably used to actually be a real carriage house, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1918.
Yeah.
And it has legal non-conforming status with the city of Englewood. So they allow it to be used technically multiple uses, even though it's in a single family zone district.
Great.
So it's a sweet unicorn type property that these are my favorite types because you get the best of both worlds with privacy and the ability to house hack.
I want to point something out because you said this was unicorn, the first property was unicorn. You're right. These are great deals, but there's not like once a year deals.
No.
You talked to you recently. So like, I want to have people realize, hey, these are, hey, we were finding really good deals, but these are not like, oh, hey, this is a once in a year type deal.
No.
We hunt for them, we find them, and these are out there, and we're seeing more and more of these. And you shake some trees, and a couple of these really good deals fall down.
Yeah, I would say they're just it's just patience, right? You have to look at the market a lot. Like I look at it every day, so I just like to observe it. And then when you see stuff pop up, then you're like, I want to take action, or you recognize it a lot faster than the average investor who just, the price is too high, but they don't see why that price is the way it is, or what happens if that property is on the market for 3 months. Like there's room to work in this market. So anyways, the house ADU. So the numbers I came up with was leave the basement unit as a furnished unit that will rent as to like a travel nurse type because it's right next to Swedish Hospital for about $2,000 a month. Does that sound right, Ben, for 2-1?
I'd say it's pretty close.
Okay.
I mean, it depends.
Okay. It's pretty nice.
My favorite answer, it depends.
It depends. Okay. It's actually very nice down there. Like it was Amish person who remodeled it. So it's like a lot of wood trim. Like the basement. It's one of those basements is nicer than upstairs.
Laundry, washer.
Yep. Everything.
Laundry, dishwasher.
Maybe.
Because my place, Arvad, doesn't have a dishwasher.
Does that help?
It would help if it had a dishwasher, but it hasn't stopped anyone.
For a travel nurse.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped anyone.
Okay.
You just have to price accordingly and not be too aggressive. Well, be aggressive on the price so you're a little more conservative.
Gotcha.
Did you find this on the MLS?
Yes, all these properties
Directly
were
off the MLS?
on the MLS. All these properties were on the market multiple days. It wasn't like they were on the market one day and made offers on them. These were on the market. Anyone could have found these. None of these properties are true unicorns. What I mean by unicorn is more, I guess,
it's a really good deal.
It's a great deal, but it doesn't mean once at it, like you're saying, It's not a once out a year type of deal where no one else will ever achieve that. And it's off market, or I found some other investor to sell to me for way under. Now this is all straight on the MLS where any agent can help find for you.
Awesome.
So anyways, $2,000 per month for the furnished basement. And then upstairs, about $1,850 for 2-1 over there in that location in Englewood. And then my lovely wife, Suleika,
Good job.
is paying me office rent for our little carriage house.
Wow.
$1,000 a month. So that gives me a little boost for cash flow.
And then where are you guys living? I guess
The back house.
in the back house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where's the office in the layout? That's where I got confused.
The office. Well, no, it says office rent.
Oh,
for
okay.
her business.
Okay,
Yeah.
but so like, is it one of the bedrooms in the main house?
No, it's in the carriage house has like the main floor, then like a little loft up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, that's a good one to win. All right, so standard underwriting for repairs, maintenance, utilities, taxes, insurance. So you guys can see all that and download it. And then you're going to be living for about just under $200 a month, or getting paid $200 a month to live there.
Yeah.
So positive cash flow, $2,000 a year.
Yes.
I can repeat that, get it correct this time. So it'll be cash flow positive. And we'll be seeing about just under $200 a month in cash flow.
Yep.
So that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And this is at what, a 6 7/8 interest rate?
6 7/8, correct? Yeah, that high. So even at that rate, it's still possible to make a deal work.
And I assume once you move out, that's just going to cash flow better because you'll take where you're living and rent that out, right?
I already have a future tenant that is like, I'm ready when you are. He says he'll pay $1,400 for that.
Wow.
I already got him. Without even he's a roommate tenant.
Well, go and have him sign the lease, right? You ready to go for 2024?
So yeah, that's this is show. I think the big takeaways from this is, and yeah, that's after we rent it out for $1,400, what the cash flow goes up to.
Yeah, this next
So-
screenshot.
yeah.
Sorry, I switched to the other spreadsheet.
Yeah, so that one is.
So I mean, while you're living there, it's a 7 cap. When you move out, it's an 8 cap.
Yeah.
And this is you're self-managing here, right?
yeah. So,
Okay, yeah. So that's
yeah.
assuming self-management. I mean, there's some room-by-room property managers now. Get a PM to do it. Okay, cash flow drops to $4,000.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're still cash flow positive.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we have a question here.
Yep.
Another Chris said, "How do you find the medium-term tenants?"
Yes. Chris, great question. You have two options. First is on a typical platform, very similar to any short-term rental platform like a VRBO or Airbnb. But the only thing you need to do is set your minimum stay to 30 days. Then you'll get a lot of digital nomads or traveling professionals. That's one route that I like because the turnover is very simple and you don't have to have a new lease agreement each time. However, you can if you would like to have a new lease agreement. The second option is a popular website called Furnish Finder, which is focused on traveling nurses and connecting traveling nurses with landlords. I've gotten 100% of my medium-term bookings through those two websites.
Cool. And add on a few more things on there, Chris. So I'm just pulling up the Denver Investment Real Estate website. If you go to the education menu, and this is about to change, but we have courses on there. We actually have a short-term rental course, which Ben put together, and it's how to do short-term rentals and medium-term rentals, since there's a lot of similarities. And another one, and this is more Jeff White special, self-management, which is geared towards self-managing long-term rentals and self-managing room-by-room rentals, which you've done an amazing job at. So both those on the website, they're on sale right now for like $50 a piece. So it's a great deal. Get everything you need to know on what they do. And also as Envision clients, this is just one of the small thank yous we give to people if they come and be a client with us and we get the privilege of helping them go out there and buy a property.
Yep.
So go check it out, whether you pay for it or you get it from us for free. It's an amazing value. I know what went on behind the scenes and know what these guys done the last few years.
A lot of work.
They're the real deal. All right.
Another question.
So Shannon says, thank you, Chris, Ben, and Jeff. A couple of questions. I'm going to read one and pause. You guys can answer. One, can a DSCR, a debt service coverage loan, or other alternative lending products be used that don't require a W-2 or tax returns for a house hack investment property? I believe so. So what a DSCR loan is, that's debt service coverage ratio, and that's more about, hey, how the property perform itself. And that kind of goes hand in hand with like what people call a non-QM lender a lot of times, where they can loan not based off like your W-2, your credit worthiness. Vast majority of those non-QMs will not give loans out to owner-occupied properties, but I've seen one or two over the years. Trying to think who it was. Do you know off the top of your head, Jeff?
I know. What's the one? There's a couple of them.
Yeah, send us an email, Shannon. We can send it to you because, like I said, that's a very you're in a very niche topic right there with being a non-QM on an owner-occupied property. But we have had people have done it. So we'll have to think about it. So reach out to me and Jeff and Ben too, please.
Yeah.
But from that standpoint is you'll have to talk to a lot of lenders because you'll have to talk to quite a few and be very clear that you want to do a owner occupied property. I'd make that part like the first thing you mention to them so they can understand it and quickly tell you yes or no.
Because don't they have bank statement loans? Like they're more creative in the sense they could potentially find another product, maybe not DSCR, but like a bank statement loan or or like some type of other loan that basically could work for as an owner occupant without a W-2 job.
Yeah, send us an email. We can we'll connect you with a few like creative and non-QM owners we have, and they may be able to help you out. If not, they a lot of times know, oh, we can't do it, but go talk to Jim or go talk to Sally down the road. All right, second question from Shannon. Do you think housing prices in Colorado will continue to drop over the next year due to the higher rates? Wow, what a question here. I'll start with that.
You?
Yeah, I mean, no clue. It's interesting. Your Castle did a pretty detailed analysis of like different submarkets that dropped. There's really no like patterns there. Interest rates have spiked up higher than a lot of people, I think, anticipated. But with the really slow demand, low inventory, we're still at like 2019 levels for inventory, which is still a seller's market. I think we'll definitely drift up in the buyer's market here pretty quickly. I think we'll see some areas drop in price. Some will probably hold steady. Some will continue to be very like submarket by submarket. Of course, if rates go up a lot higher, I mean, who knows? I don't think anyone anticipated it hitting 7%. But it did. And according to Jerome Powell, it may go higher. But yeah, it may go up, it may go down. You don't know. What I would lean towards, and this is where kind of like my general philosophy in investing is, Shannon, is I worry about what I can control, and I can't control the interest rates or prices. But if it makes sense for my timing in life, my cash position, my financial goals, I will do it. And because it makes sense for me in the long run, because in 5 or 10 years, all this is just a memory. Do it. And don't get fixated on that. If it works for you, cool, do it. Jeff's buying one right now, as we just talked about. So it makes sense for you, I would do it. If it doesn't make sense for you based on finances or potential, business or job stuff you have going on, don't do it. But I would not make the decision just based off if prices may drop. Because in 5 years, 10 years, it's not going to matter.
Yeah. I think you did a good job of kind of giving a good macro side of it versus micro. I mean, if you look at Q3, Q4, yes, prices have dropped. But if you look at 2022 as a whole, prices have gone up. Mm-hmm. So let's just look at a whole. And then next thing is kind of going back to what does Colorado look like historically? What do prices look like during recessions? What has it historically done? And kind of just base your best guess off that, and not trying to make the right guess or the perfect guess. Just make your best judgment based off your scenario, just like you said.
Yeah, and it goes back to your comfort level too. Is if you're looking to buy a place and sell in a year, then that would impact the decision making on whether prices go up or down. But if you're a long-term buy and hold investor, prices going up and down really doesn't matter to you unless you're trying to recycle capital in a short period of time. But if you're going to hold for like 30 years, 20 years, it does not matter, because to me, cash flow is what sustains you. And that should be, I think, a majority of investors' focus is cash flow in a market like this, because appreciation, as much as we all enjoy it the last couple of years, it's just the cherry on top. And the cherry on top isn't always going to be there. Sometimes you just got to eat that ice cream without it and be happy.
Great analogy. Yeah, and I mean, I also look at like just the probability of things. I mean, okay, prices, I think good chance they're kind of flat with small growth. Maybe they do drop some, but I don't think we're going to have like this huge drop like the stock market has seen, or like what we saw, 15 years ago. You're not going to have like a 20% drop, which would be, I think, a significant amount. If it's a few points or a little bit, that's not a huge amount that would change payments that much one way or the other. So like, if it makes sense to you, I would buy it if you got a 5-year plus horizon for holding it. To me, that checks the boxes.
Let me ask you this, Chris and Ben. How many people, percentage-wise, you think have under 4% mortgages right now?
Oh, isn't it like 55%?
That's like 90.
90%?
Yeah.
Can I get some?
Apparently, I need to read a different news source.
Maybe it's 5%, but like under 5%. But I know it's way up there.
Yeah.
So the reason I bring that up is going back to the market is if you have like a 3% interest rate, are you looking to sell your place? If you lost your job tomorrow, you have a 3% rate. Would you try to do everything you can to keep your place and rent out rooms and not lose that 3% interest rate?
It's a great question. I guess, yes, I would do everything I can to not lose my property and like use my resources and my community that I have and reach out what makes best sense for me. But I feel like it's a loaded question. It kind of, it depends. It depends.
Well, I guess the reason I say that is just because the massive foreclosure crisis coming or recession, even if we go into recession or foreclosures tick up, I still see inventory is not going to skyrocket. So that's the reason 2009 happens, because inventory skyrocketed up, and then all the inventory, there wasn't enough demand, and then that's why prices crashed. So if you look at it from a macro level of these people with like 4% or under interest rates, they're going to do everything they can. If they lose their jobs tomorrow, they're not just going to sell and go buy another house at 7%. They're going to do everything they can to keep that 3%. So I can see a lot of those people, sellers, that want to upgrade their home to the bigger home, or the move-up buyers, they're just going to stay in that home for, until rates calm down. So you're not going to have the supply, this massive supply come in. So I just don't see prices tanking, even if we go into a recessionary environment.
Chris made a good point on here in the comments. He said supply will be the harder problem to solve than prices dropping. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing, Jerome Powell cannot, they're not going to create inventory. That's a big part of the issue. And that's something that, central banks and really no one can. And of course that goes in a whole different discussion, local jurisdiction stuff. But yeah, that's a whole other side of the coin. Another reason why I give it a very, very low probability for prices to drop anything significant. Cool. Well, hey, everyone, thank you for coming out. We are at the 45-minute mark, so we can wrap up here. And Jeff actually had a fourth property to cover. I think it was an active one he saw on the market. We did not have time to cover. But if you guys want a sneak peek of that property or get spreadsheets for this, if you're on the webinar, go and just shoot Jeff or Ben an email. We can send you out those spreadsheets. If you're listening to a recording of this, we'll have a download link somewhere available as well. Or you can always email us in case you can't find it. But again, please study this, and we want you to use this not to get stuck on the numbers, but realize, hey, there are opportunities out there. A lot of people are making it work, and it's, hey, here's what people are doing right now in this current market. If you like it, awesome. Come talk to us. We'd love to earn your business. Help you go out there and buy a house hack. I think we have an incredibly talented crew here at Envision Advisors that goes well above, the average agent out there in knowing house hacking, knowing investing, and also having a ton of resources in their back pocket, like the lenders, these courses, and everything else. So we'd love to talk to you. Reach out to us if we can help you out. With that said, Jeff, thank you. Ben, thank you. And everyone out there, have a great day.